a quiet town on the edge of a forest, there was a pharmacy run by a young woman named Sarah. Sarah was known for her intelligence and expertise in pharmaceuticals, but what no one knew was that she harbored sinister intentions behind her friendly smile. Sarah led a double life. By day, she was the beloved pharmacist who helped everyone, and by night she worked on a secret and dangerous project. Sarah believed that the world needed cleansing and that humans had ruined the earth. She decided to spread a zombie plague to achieve her vision of a new world. Using her chemical knowledge, Sarah developed a dangerous virus capable of turning people into zombies. She conducted her experiments in a secret lab behind the pharmacy, where she worked diligently to perfect the virus. One dark night, Sarah was on the verge of success. She injected the virus into lab animals and watched as they transformed into ferocious creatures with no mercy. Sarah began her plan to distribute the virus slowly and cleverly. She added small doses of it to some common medications at the pharmacy. Her goal was for the virus to spread gradually without being noticed until it was too late to control. However, Sarah didn't know that someone was watching her. There was a private investigator named Adam who had grown suspicious of her strange behavior and started monitoring her. Adam was a former police detective who had turned to private investigation after retiring from the force. When he noticed unusual patterns in the medications being dispensed from the pharmacy he was already watching for another reason, he began to suspect a deeper conspiracy. Adam decided to investigate more seriously. He started following Sarah in his spare time, disguising himself so she wouldn't notice him. He observed that Sarah worked late hours at the pharmacy, which piqued his suspicions. One night he saw Sarah enter a back room that was always closed to the public. Adam managed to sneak in behind her unnoticed. Inside, Adam found a secret lab filled with chemical equipment, tubes, and medications. On the table there were handwritten notes and records of animal experiments. Adam quickly realized what Sarah was planning. The virus she was developing could turn humans into savage zombies. Terrified by the scope of the conspiracy, Adam decided to act quickly. He contacted an old friend in the police department and asked for help in gathering evidence and apprehending Sarah. But he knew time was not on his side. He had to confront Sarah and stop her himself before she could execute her plan. That night, Adam returned to the pharmacy armed with the evidence he had collected and a camera to document everything. He broke into the lab and confronted Sarah, who was ready to defend her plan to the end. He tried to persuade her to abandon her plan, saying there were other ways to solve the world's problems, but she was adamant about her extremist vision. She told him, "The world needs cleansing. People are the real plague, and I am the cure." A fierce struggle ensued, and Adam managed to overpower Sarah and destroy her lab, but he couldn't destroy all the viruses. Before he handed Sarah over to the police, she revealed a terrifying truth. She had already sent a batch of contaminated medications to other pharmacies in the city. Adam raced against time to warn the authorities and prevent the outbreak. Thanks to his bravery and quick thinking, he managed to avert the catastrophe and save the city. Adam provided the evidence to the police, and emergency teams were able to recover the contaminated medications before they reached the public. Sarah was arrested and tried for bioterrorism and attempted mass murder. During the trial, her defense attorney tried to portray Sarah as mentally ill, but the evidence was overwhelming. She was sentenced to life in prison. As Sarah sat in her cell, her eyes gleamed with a hint of madness. She whispered to herself, "They will never understand. They will never understand." This left everyone puzzled. Was there an alternative plan? Would she come back for her revenge? The city remained vigilant, and life slowly returned to normal. But the anxiety lingered. Security measures in pharmacies and labs were strengthened, and authorities began monitoring any suspicious activity more closely. Sarah's story became a cautionary tale about the dangers of knowledge when it falls into the wrong hands. Despite Sarah's arrest, there were rumors that she had disciples learning from her. Would someone continue what she started? This question haunted many and kept everyone on edge. Thus, the city stayed in a constant state of alert, ready for any threat that might endanger its peace again. Sarah's story was not just a tale of madness but a reminder that science and intelligence could become tools of destruction if not properly guided.